What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfires. Now, after what has been a very public and extremely tumultuous behind-the-scenes going-ons for Mahershala Ali's Blade, and while it only took 5 writers, including the one who worked on Logan as the most recent, to get it into a good place, by all accounts, Mahershala Ali is said to be happy with the script, they're moving forward with filming, and finally, that's why today's news is so shocking, and I suppose in the world where there's multiple variants of every character in the multiverse, but we are now hearing it from the most trusted of sources that indeed Wesley Snipes will be back as Blade in the Multiverse saga, and that he's already signed. We're going to break down exactly where this came from, what it says about his return, and then speculate a little bit as to just how this is supposed to work with Mahershala Ali's Blade and debut in the MCU still not having happened yet. And while there are several blueprints for how this could happen going forward in the MCU with variants, I think there's actually one pretty clear take here why Marvel Studios would do this and how they would look to use Wesley Snipes' Blade during the Multiverse saga as opposed to Mahershala Ali's. We're going to break it all down, this latest report in bombshell that indeed Wesley Snipes, the original Blade, will be back in the MCU. But first, I want to tell you guys about comicbookdirect.com. Now guys, I've been telling you about comicbookdirect.com for quite some time now. It is my one-stop shop literally for all my comic book needs. They have everything, current runs and issues for Marvel, DC, tons of publications. They've also got figurines, games, and mangas, anything you might need. And it is a perfect time to get back into reading comics. In fact, there is a brand new Deadpool run going in right now. One of the best parts about comicbookdirect.com too is that if you're enjoying a certain run, you can go ahead and subscribe right off the bat and make sure you get each copy sent to you directly each week without having to go to the comic shop. Sign up right now using the link down below, and for the first 200 people, they're going to get 20% off everything. Again, for the first 200 people who sign up using the link down below, you're going to get 20% off the whole site. Comicbookdirect.com, the place for all your comic book needs. Okay, so this was the latest breaking from Daniel RPK in a major Marvel update where he talked about a lot of different subjects, and this was regarding Wesley Snipes. This is what he said, quote, "Wesley Snipes will reprise his role as Blade in the Multiverse saga, and he already signed to do some stuff there." Now, interestingly enough, what's not included in this update is which projects plural, because he already said he signed to do some stuff there, he would be included in. And I gotta be honest, guys, when I first saw this headline breaking, I figured that it was part of Deadpool as one of the major cameos from returning Marvel universes. I mean, it seems like the most logical of places, but I also have to point out that if Deadpool was the place this was happening, that most likely would have been included in Daniel Rickman's update. Now, because Deadpool and Wolverine is right around the corner, we're going to know whether or not this update was for that. If we see Mahershala Ali's Blade in Deadpool and Wolverine at some point, well then we'll just assume that this scoop pertained to that. If we don't, that means there's still a project on the horizon where we might see him. Now, I've got to point directly to Multiverse of Madness as this sort of blueprint where Kevin Feige was willing to use John Krasinski as a version of Reed Richards because he wasn't the main MCU continuity Reed Richards. It was sort of like a one-off, and in the same way that we saw Sir Patrick Stewart come back as Professor X, but a variant of his character, also the same way we saw it with Kelsey Grammer's Beast, you could also Blade, but just a variant of his original take on the character. The reason I think you use Blade is for one of these throwback instances where you can compile a team or variants in a flashback, something like the 838 scene, but where they don't want to go ahead and introduce Mahershala Ali's Blade before he's actually made his debut in the MCU. And that's what I think this probably has to do with, is the proximity, the fact that we're going to get Mahershala Ali's Blade, he's got his own film, and they don't want to sort of tip their hand and use him in a one-off, a scenario where maybe he's expensive cannon fodder like the 838 Illuminati, or maybe it's a multiversal thing where it won't have made sense to meet a variant of Mahershala Ali's Blade before we meet the actual version of Mahershala Ali's Blade in the MCU. Now, this one is a little bit weirder than the others, I have to admit. There's just something that sort of sat unright with me again when I heard this news, because it's like, it's been so publicly not great between Mahershala Ali and Marvel with all of these rewrites. They're on their 5th writer. I know it was only rumors that he might walk away from the project, and his latest quote said that he was really happy with where the script's at. It just hasn't been a marriage made in heaven. It hasn't been going great with them. So to hear that they would be bringing Wesley Snipes back, I mean, my brain for one second thought, man, are we going to get news that Mahershala Ali walked and Wesley Snipes came back to play the character? But I do not think that is the case, and I really hope people don't try to create any drama there where there isn't any, because honestly, Mahershala Ali is the one who pioneered this. He's the one who approached Marvel and said he wanted to do it. He's the one who stood his ground when Marvel gave him a subpar script and said, no, we're not going to make this movie bad, we're going to make it better. He deserves to be able to play the character, but we will wait and see, again, where this cameo is going to take place. But if not in Deadpool and not in the immediate future of the MCU, like an 838 scene, you got to imagine that what this is for that final portal scene. I'm just calling it that as an analog in Avengers Secret Wars, where we suspected we may see as many returning characters from other Marvel universes as they can possibly get. Again, if you're Wesley Snipes and you didn't get to be Blade in the MCU, why would you not take an opportunity to show up at the end and during the Battle of Secret Wars? Also, rest assured, guys, if you're worried about Blade's future in the MCU, don't be. By multiple sources and accounts now, we know a Midnight Suns is coming. That's something they might not have a chance to explore and during the Multiverse saga, but there is a future for Mahershala Ali's Blade, the team they set up in Werewolf by Night, in the future of the MCU. And in fact, we'll do a future video on the Midnight Suns because we sort of know the plan for the team there. But you guys let me know all your thoughts down below. Where do you want to see Wesley Snipes' Blade? And if he is truly one of the many cameos we're going to hear about for coming up in Secret Wars, what do you think that scene's ultimately going to be? I am all ears as always. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. Alright, we are still giving away PlayStation 5s at the channel, and as I've said, we're just going to continue to do that until the PlayStation 5 Pro or the PlayStation 6 comes out. We're also going to start giving away things more frequently here, maybe of a little lesser value, like graded comics, etc., only because Marvel Studios has far less releases this year, and the PlayStation 5's been out for a while. Either way, for any future giveaways here at the channel, regardless of the prize, all the same rules will always apply. All you got to do is be a subscriber, so hit the sub button, then leave a comment down below. Because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos in the same way we're doing here, live with my voice in the comments shown on screen. So please be safe and vigilant on YouTube or really any other platform. Realize anybody can take a content creator's photo, claim to be that content creator. It's all a ruse and scam to try to get you to pay for shipping for a prize that doesn't exist. Keep in mind, no content creator, if you win something, will ever charge you for shipping. If you should get a spam comment like that on YouTube or really any platform, just report it to the respective platform, as they are far faster and far more thorough about getting to it than the content creator. And while you can let the content creator know, I assure you they are doing everything in their power to get rid of those comments as well. Now, the best way to keep up with the channel has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on. And as always, if you like today's video, I'd appreciate it if you hit the like button. My name's Michael Roman. You can find me in a couple of places, Instagram and Twitter at I'mFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes, wherever you listen to original music under the name AllFires. And while I'd sincerely appreciate you checking my music out, thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.